Continue to advance the fortunes of our dear state. We always say that without God, we can do nothing. Here in Benue State, we are under the supervision of God the Father, God the Son, and God the Holy Spirit. As it is now, it is the Holy Spirit that is ruling over us. So we submit completely to the Holy Spirit. May I also use this opportunity to thank Mr. President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, for approving Makurdi, Benue State as a location for the North Central Zonal Campus of this institute. We appreciate this gesture and remain grateful to Mr. President. Let me also appreciate the Director General of the Institute and his esteemed team who have worked so hard to ensure the successful takeoff of the Makurdi campus of the Institute. I've been informed that some of these officials have been here in the state much earlier to train the trainers who are expected to nurture and sustain the Institute going forward. As we all know, hospitality and tourism businesses are the driving force behind the development of most advanced economies of the world. It is becoming very clear that the position of oil as a leading revenue earner in most of the oil-producing countries is gradually diminishing. For that reason, many countries are looking elsewhere for sustenance. Hospitality and tourism sectors have provided viable options as huge revenue earners. In Benue State, we have been moving in the same direction. We believe that hospitality and tourism business hold a lot of promise to the well-being of the state, and that is why since our inception, we have been working relentlessly to promote and deepen the prospects of these potentially viable sectors. Plans have been put in place by my administration to ensure that our tourism potentials are adequately developed to attract tourism to the state. Our numerous tourist sites are open to public-private investment and partnership. We have created a one-stop desk for potential investors to come and take advantage of the vast opportunities that exist in both our hospitality and tourism subsector, with the hope of maximizing the enormous untapped resources available in the state. For instance, we have a village in Benue State which is known to be mosquito-free. In fact, I'm trying to relocate there because my major problem in this life is mosquitoes. Once they bite me, I have malaria, fever. So this is one site that we can take advantage for people like me and for several other people like me. I remember some few months ago, I had a guest from America, a white man. He came here, we were telling him that don't expose yourselves to mosquitoes. And he will not hear our admonishment. And after a few days, he was having headache, and all his joints were paining him, and he could not move again until I told my doctor to go and treat him. So mosquitoes is one area. If we talk about eradicating it, maybe we'll have to start from that village. I won't mention the village to you. If you are interested like me, you can apply to me directly. It should interest the world to know the reason for this natural phenomenon. There are many other unique tourism sites, such as Kyogen Cattle Ranch, Ikwe Wildlife Park, and so on, which are begging for private-public partnership of only private intervention, since government cannot possibly do it all. The establishment of Makurdi campus of the Institute for Hospitality and Tourism would also afford us the opportunity to continue to explore and rediscover more tourism sites in the state, just as we will also continue to engage stakeholders in finding creative and innovative ways of growing and developing the sector in the state. With the presence of this institute in Makurdi, Benue State and other states in the North Central geopolitical zone stands to benefit immensely from the development of manpower in hospitality and tourism management. This means many of our unemployed youth will avail themselves the opportunity to develop themselves through a wide range of professional courses being introduced by the Institute here in Makurdi. I therefore call on our youth and other persons who may be interested in acquiring skills in these areas to take advantage of the opportunity being presented to them at their doorstep. Let me say that the minimum qualification for the courses available to this institute is school certificate. But this should not deter those who are graduates with already diploma or HND or various degrees or masters or even PhD to enroll here and acquire knowledge in hospitality and tourism. The essence is that the paper you have, if it does not translate to job that will add value, to develop yourself, to add value to your family, and to add value to the development of Benue State, it amounts to nothing. So it is important to take advantage somewhere. What is important is the take home at the end of the day. I've always told people that throughout my life, I have never been idle. I've always found something to do. I've always laid my hands on something. And I think that that is the right way to go. If by the grace of God He blesses you, you can turn around and open up the key to prosperity for yourself and for Benue State and for our country, Nigeria at large. So it doesn't matter how little you begin. The Bible says that it is the end of the thing that matters. It's not about the beginning. Your beginning can be small. Like Machiavelli said, it is the end that justifies the means. So it is at the end that you will count whether you made it or not. So people should not look at this opportunity that is being provided by the Institute in collaboration with the state government as a little thing, nothing. The Bible says we should not despise our little beginnings. You can start from here, and what you produce here, taking advantage of the potentials we have in agriculture. Through here and through innovation, you can bring your knowledge and experience to bear that will produce things better than what the Institute may even give you. Through creative thinking and reasoning, you can do that. You can have your intellectual property in Benue State here using and taking advantage of the raw materials we have here. I am not a scientist, but I've always known from what I have seen in other countries. Cassava, for instance, is raw material for several consumable food items that can be done. It's just that here we have not been able to tap the potentials that are in just cassava alone. But I've always looked at yam, for instance. Yam, if you ask an average Benue person here, he will tell you, you can roast yam and eat. You can boil yam and eat. You can pound yam and eat. You can fry yam and eat. But I tell you the truth, looking at yam, I can tell you authoritatively that there are 1,001 products that can come out of yam. So are many other things that God has endowed us with. So the training here for me, I'm looking at our people in the North Central Zone, and in particular in Benue State where the school is situated, to take advantage and turn around the economic development through this, because food remains the most critical and the important thing, and of course shelter, which are all things that this institute are going to be training our people. So I urge you, it shouldn't be just something for the youth. Maybe you are a graduate for several years, for 10 years, so people tell me this. 20 years you have not found a job. It won't be late to come and do a crash program here within 6 months. And I understand a certificate course is even 3 months. So once you acquire knowledge here, you can establish something on your own. And I want to assure all those who are going to graduate from this institute that Benue State government will liaise with Bank of Industry and provide loans at 5% interest to enable you start your own business. At this junction, may I appreciate the efforts of all the staff of the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism for their tireless efforts right from the initial discussion, negotiation, up to the eventual commissioning today of this noble project, whose impact, I believe, will be felt not just in the state, but beyond. I also remind the trainees of the Institute of the great responsibilities thrust on them to ensure the continuity and the sustenance of this project. What this simply means is that the success or failure of the project will rest squarely on their shoulders as trainees depart the state. As a further show of commitment to this institute, I've heard the request by the Honorable Commissioner to provide a transformer, and I hereby approve one transformer to the amnesty program we did some few years ago, which recorded huge results by over 700 youths returning their arms to government for destruction. Those who are yet to find engagement can take advantage now and apply to the school. And I want to assure you that Benue State government will provide scholarship for such trainees. And so we remain committed. This is one quick win that we can take our youth off the streets. And I will put an eagle eye on this institute to ensure that it is working for us and is producing the desired results. Once again, I wish to express my joy and satisfaction on this successful outing put together by the Ministry of Information, Culture and Tourism in partnership with National Institutes of Hospitality and Tourism. Once again, thank you very much. God bless you as I commission this project.